In a world full of tough choices, the ability to make wise decisions has become a lost art. How can we be sure to choose the right path when every choice feels complex and uncertain? 3,000 years ago, a king known for his extraordinary wisdom left us an invaluable legacy. Solomon, the king who asked for wisdom above all else, made his life a treasure trove of lessons on how to face life's hardest choices. What we'll uncover today are the principles of a forgotten art, an art that can still guide us in our daily choices and lead us to inner peace and success. If you're ready to discover Solomon's wisdom secrets and rediscover the lost art of decision-making, this journey could forever change the way you look at your choices. The importance of asking for wisdom. When Solomon ascends the throne, he is still young, inexperienced, and stepping into the shoes of his father, King David. The weight of his responsibility is immense, leading a nation, delivering justice, maintaining peace, and upholding God's covenant with Israel. In his heart, Solomon feels his inadequacy. He knows that without guidance, the task before him is impossible. One night, in a pivotal moment of his life, God appears to Solomon in a dream. God offers him an extraordinary choice. Ask for whatever you want me to give you. Imagine having such an opportunity. Riches, power, glory, or long life. These are the things most people would request. Yet Solomon makes a surprising and humble choice. He asks for wisdom. Solomon doesn't ask for personal gain or protection for himself. Instead, he asks for the ability to discern right from wrong, to judge fairly, and to lead his people with justice. In that moment, Solomon demonstrates a profound truth. Wisdom is the foundation of every righteous decision. It's the compass that guides us through uncertainty, the light that clarifies our path. What makes this choice so remarkable is its humility. By asking for wisdom, Solomon acknowledges his limitations. He recognizes that true leadership, true decision-making, doesn't come from relying solely on our own understanding. It comes from seeking guidance beyond ourselves, whether through God, prayer, or the counsel of others. This lesson speaks to all of us, especially when we face decisions that feel overwhelming. Asking for wisdom is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and maturity. It's an act of humility that opens the door to clarity and insight. Solomon's choice becomes a model for anyone seeking to lead, to grow, or to navigate life's challenges with integrity. How often do we rush into decisions, relying only on what we know or feel in the moment? Solomon reminds us that pausing, reflecting, and asking for guidance can make all the difference. It turns a fleeting decision into one that stands the test of time. True wisdom is not just about knowing what to do, it's about seeking the source that helps us understand why we should do it. Solomon's first lesson is timeless. True decision-making power is born from wisdom, and wisdom is born from the humility to ask for it. Whether we're facing personal challenges or decisions that affect others, seeking wisdom ensures that our choices are not only immediate, but enduring, rooted in truth and justice. Considering all sides. One of the most famous demonstrations of Solomon's wisdom is the story of the two mothers who come before him, each claiming to be the mother of the same infant. The situation is a nightmare for any judge. There are no witnesses, no evidence, no way to verify who is telling the truth. The stakes are life and death, and the wrong decision could lead to a grave injustice. Solomon listens carefully as both women present their case. Their words are passionate, each woman pleading her claim with urgency and conviction. Yet Solomon does not rush to a conclusion. He observes, listens, and considers the complexity of the situation. Instead of relying on surface-level judgments or assumptions, he devises a shocking test of truth. Solomon orders the baby to be cut in two, with each woman receiving half. The room falls silent, and the weight of his words sinks in. Then, in an instant, the true mother reveals herself. Overcome with desperation, she cries out and begs the king to spare the child, even if it means relinquishing her claim. The other woman, however, agrees to the division, her lack of genuine love for the child exposed. In that moment, Solomon's wisdom shines. His decision to propose such a radical solution was not an act of cruelty, but a strategy to unearth the truth. He understood that the depth of a mother's love would reveal itself through sacrifice. The true mother was willing to let go of her child rather than see harm come to it. Solomon's judgment not only saved the baby's life, but also restored justice in an impossible situation. This story teaches us a critical lesson. Wise decisions require patience, careful listening, and the ability to see beyond appearances. Solomon didn't stop at what was obvious. He considered the emotions, motives, and deeper truths at play, and his actions provoked a reaction that brought the hidden reality to light. In our own lives, how often do we rush to conclusions based on incomplete information? How often do we judge without fully understanding the perspectives of others? Solomon's approach reminds us that fairness requires more than quick decisions. It demands empathy, attentiveness, and a willingness to seek the truth, no matter how difficult or unconventional the path. This lesson challenges us to slow down and look beyond the surface. Whether we are resolving conflicts, making choices that affect others, or navigating personal dilemmas, we are called to consider all sides and weigh every perspective carefully. Only then can we ensure that our decisions are not only just, but rooted in genuine understanding. Solomon's second lesson is timeless. To make just decisions, we must move beyond appearances, listen deeply, and seek the truth that lies beneath the surface. Avoiding impulsiveness. Among the many lessons Solomon teaches us, one of the most practical is the danger of impulsiveness. Throughout his writings, Solomon warns of the destructive power of acting in haste, particularly when emotions like anger, fear, or frustration take control. He observes how these moments of emotional intensity can cloud judgment, leading to decisions that we later regret. In one of his proverbs, Solomon offers a timeless insight. The patient man shows great understanding, but the impulsive displays folly. These words are more than just advice. They are a call to self-awareness. Solomon recognizes that patience is not merely a moral virtue, but an essential tool for navigating life's challenges. Impulsive actions may provide immediate relief or satisfaction, but they often lead to unintended consequences that can complicate our lives further. Take a moment to reflect on this. How often have you made a decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later? Perhaps it was an angry response, a rash financial choice, or a decision made out of fear. Solomon teaches us that wisdom begins with the ability to pause, take a breath, and evaluate the situation calmly. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions or pretending they don't exist. Solomon's wisdom is about mastering emotions rather than being mastered by them. Self-control allows us to step back, look at a situation objectively, and respond in a way that aligns with our values and long-term goals. Solomon's teachings are especially relevant in a world that often values speed and immediacy over reflection. We're encouraged to act quickly, make decisions on the spot, and respond immediately to challenges. But Solomon reminds us that slowing down, even for a moment, can make all the difference between a wise choice and a foolish mistake. Practicing self-control isn't easy. It requires effort and intentionality. It means recognizing when emotions are running high and choosing to wait before taking action. It means asking ourselves hard questions. Am I making this decision based on fear or anger? Will this choice help me in the long run, or am I simply reacting to the moment? Solomon's life and teachings show us that a calm heart and a clear mind are the foundation of wise decision-making. Whether we're mediating a conflict, making a critical life choice, or responding to a difficult situation, taking the time to think through our actions can save us from regret and lead to better outcomes. This is Solomon's third lesson. Avoiding impulsive decisions is not just about avoiding mistakes, it's about cultivating a life rooted in wisdom and reflection. In every choice, big or small, self-control opens the door to deeper understanding and lasting success. Thinking long-term. Among Solomon's great works, one stands out for its significance and its far-reaching impact: the construction of the temple in Jerusalem. This is not a common choice. It's a decision that requires years of preparation, immense resources, and a commitment that will extend far beyond the king's own lifetime. Solomon does not build just for himself, but for future generations. He knows that what he creates today will have an impact for years to come. This long-term vision allows him to focus on something greater than immediate gratification, and it is an example of far-sighted decision-making that goes beyond personal gain. This lesson teaches us that the wisest decisions are those that consider their impact on the future. In a world that often values the here and now, Solomon reminds us that the worth of our choices is measured in time and in the legacy we leave behind. Thinking long-term gives us the strength to forego immediate benefits in pursuit of more meaningful goals. Solomon shows us that the best decisions are those that consider the well-being of the generations to come. Solomon's fourth lesson is this: wise decisions look to the future and build something that goes beyond our own lives. Recognizing limits. Toward the end of his life, Solomon reflects on the meaning and limitations of knowledge and wisdom. In the book of Ecclesiastes, he writes words that might surprise us. Vanity of vanities, everything is vanity. It's an acknowledgement of human frailty and the limitations of human understanding. Even the wisest man recognizes his own limits. Solomon teaches us that true wisdom lies not only in accumulating knowledge, but in understanding that we cannot know or control everything. Accepting our limits makes us more humble and more cautious in our decisions. This lesson shows us that recognizing our limits is fundamental to avoiding excessive mistakes. Solomon invites us not to be blinded by arrogance or the belief that we always know what is best. Wisdom includes awareness of what we cannot fully understand. Recognizing our limits helps us make more measured choices, listen to others, and seek guidance. Solomon shows us that humility is an essential part of true wisdom. Solomon's fifth lesson is powerful. Even wisdom has its boundaries, and recognizing them makes us stronger and wiser. Solomon's story teaches us that decision-making is more than just a practical skill. It's an art, one rooted in wisdom, humility, and the search for truth. His teachings on judgment, patience, and humility are reminders that the greatest decisions are those made with a clear mind and an open heart. In our world, where choices often feel rushed or overwhelming, Solomon's wisdom invites us to rediscover the lost art of decision-making, to approach life with patience, depth, and purpose. As we continue this journey, we'll explore other powerful teachings from the Bible, each offering insights and guidance to enrich our lives and deepen our search for wisdom.